Albanians first immigrated to the United States from southern Italy, Greece, and Kosovo in the 1920s. Later, in the 1990s, after the fall of communism in Eastern Europe, many Albanians came to the United States. Two neighborhoods that became Albanian populated are Belmont and Pelham Parkway. Today, Belmont, Bronx is known as Little Italy or Little Albania.
Kur viju në këtë vend, sidomos këtu në Arthur Ave, gjithë më kujtohet kultura shqiptare, që është e parapame edhe e implementume në Amerikë. Shamë, kur viju në këtë, kur eci rrugës, veç një njerëz të folë shqip, kur vi këta hapë, ka ushqim shqiptarëve, edhe më duket shumë, ma kujton mallin e Kosovës, kur rri me shok edhe me familja atje, edhe
Gent is from Kosovo, which is a partially recognized state and disputed territory in southeastern Europe. It was once a part of Serbia, however home to hundreds of thousands of Albanians. In 2008, Kosovo declared itself as independent and became its own country. In Little Albania, many immigrants come from Kosovo as well. For example, the man who owns this very shop. This shop contains many artifacts that are from Albania and from Kosovo. These items range from CDs that contain Albanian music to t-shirts that represented the Albanian culture in design and in color. I soon learned that food is a large part of Albanian culture. A lot of snacks are imported into Albania and into Kosovo, and not all of them are produced there in the country. One of the favorites being a rice cake-filled chocolate bar called Mikado. I wanted to skim over this section to show that music and dance is a huge part of Albanian culture as well. An artist such as Alvana Jetta, Inva Mula are just a few examples of some artists that are influential in Albanian music. The area is filled with family-owned businesses such as this laundromat here. A lot of people came and established their businesses on Arthur Ave or in the Belmont area. While the area isn't defined by a massive sign that says "Welcome to Little Italy" or "Welcome to Little Albania," you know where you are because, as Gent said, when you're walking on the streets, you can just feel the sense of culture in the area. Most people are speaking in either Italian or Albanian, and it feels like you've stepped outside of the Bronx. The coffee shop that we're in now is well known in the Albanian community. It's known as Prince Coffee House, and it contains a lot of desserts that are home to Albanian culture. The cafe sells desserts that are home to both Albanian and Italian culture. That way the entire community is able to indulge. Here I'm scanning over some of the desserts that they featured, and some of them are common that we know, such as tiramisu and cannolis, but others are home to Albania, such as Prince's Krofone.
Luna Cafe është një restoran më pëlqyme këtë, se I ka ushqimet qëbapa edhe bureka, I ka shumë të mira. Edhe shkoj në Prince Cafe atje. Prince Cafe është një kafe ku rrim edhe në Kosovë, ku shkoj me shoka të rrim. E që ata edhe në Prince Cafe shkoj ka njerë me pi kafe, me hongro besina, edhe kom që veç me ecë këto.
Gent spoke very highly of Luna Cafe, and I just knew that we had to go in and give it a try. They have a lot of Albanian dishes, and I wanted to try some of the most authentic food possible. As I was scanning the menu, I had zero idea as to what I should order, and so I asked Gent to just help me with choosing the best thing that could represent Albania in his eyes. And he said that I should order the kebaba and the burek, specifically the meat burek. The first dish that we have here is the burek. The burek is composed of a pastry-like bread and has these slices of meat inside of it. Next, we have Gent's meal, and he got the banja luka, which was made of their traditional bread, and it had pulled filet mignon inside with mushrooms and onions and sour cream. The next dish ordered is very traditionally Albanian, which is the kebaba, which is essentially just sausages, but the way that they're made is very traditional, especially with the spices that are used, and it's served with some coleslaw, some tomatoes, carrots, a little bit of feta cheese, and some onions. Gent explained that his dish was meant to be eaten with your hands. So I decided to record while he ate so we can just see how the dish would traditionally be eaten. For dessert, I went with something that's a little bit across all cultures. It's the tres leches cake. I wanted to order this dessert because I wanted to see what the Albanian flair of the cake would be, and I noticed that they put quite a good amount of caramel over the top of the cake, which is not something that I've personally had when I've gotten tres leches cake. However, it was very delicious.
Unë vi prej Kosovës, unë kom linë këtu në New York, Queens, kom jetu këtu 8 vjet, tani na kthy në Kosovë, do më thonë prej që jam kon 10 vjeçar deri në moshën 17 vjeçare kom jetu në Kosovë, edhe kom marrë këtë kulturën e traditës shqiptare, edhe kam vendosur me ardhë të New York me studiu, me mujt me zhvillu edukimin këto edhe me mujt me gjetë një punë. Gjithmonë kom pas qef me ardhë aty ku jom linë. New York ma ka marrë menje që edhe ka shumë shqiptarë, një për arsye pse më ka pëlqyer shumë. Plus i kam hallat këto, ku muj me nejt për shkak se më malli për të shtëpisë. Po, kjo ka një për arsye pse u kam marrë New York. Veç për me studiu edhe për shkak të njerëzve, me gjetë njerëz të ri, edhe po ashtu me mujt me kujtu mallin e qysh është në shtëpi në Kosovë.
For many years, Belmont has been home to tens of thousands of immigrants from all over the world, providing inspiration for movies and musicians, literature, and theater. Some of these include the 1950s classic Marty, the 1970s film The Seven Ups, and even down to artists such as Dion from Dion and the Belmonts and Chaz Paminateri.
Faleminderit shumë, kaloni mirë e shihemi.